Commander K.K. Chaudhary, Executive Director, IT, Lanco Infrastructure. Please welcome him on stage. Can we have a round of applause? It's K.K. Chaudhary, and he's going to be talking about managing change, conflict, and communication for success. Welcome.
Good evening. You know, there was a story in Ramayana when Ravan was retiring from his life. Rama told Lakshman to go and take some lessons from him. Well, I am also retiring from my corporate world. The other speakers also were of the same age group. And therefore, it appears that 9.9 Media took that clue from Ramayana and called us to share our thoughts with you, the Lakshmana of today. So thank you very much, 9.9 Media, for giving this opportunity to talk to the youngsters. I will share my experiences through the storyteller. I'm basically a storyteller, so I would like to tell you some stories to prove my points, and I hope they work. You might have heard the joke. There was a guy who was on holidays with his wife. On this Sunday morning, he promised his wife that he's going for paragliding, his hobby, and he's going to return by lunchtime. But while he was gliding through, he lost his way. And obviously, he was losing time. So he lowered down a little bit, and he found a guy walking on the beach. So he shouted at him and said, "Hey, I have lost my direction. Can you help me where I am?" So this guy said, "Yes, sir, you are at so-and-so longitude and so-and-so latitude." And the person, he got lost. He shouted, "Are you CIO by any chance?" So this guy was astonished. He said, "Yes, but how did you guess it?" He said, "Look, you spoke in your technical language. You may be perfectly correct, but I have not understood what, and it is of no help to me." Incidentally, it so happened that the same guy, he also shouted back. He said, "Are you CEO of some company?" He said, "Wow, how did you guess it?" He said, "Problem is that you always ignore the technical world, and you want your guys below you to understand every language that you speak." So the moral of this story is basically is that we, the CIOs, we need to understand layman's language, because our CEOs and the workforce on the ground at workshops, they don't understand the underlying technology. So we need to learn their language if we want to be successful. If we want to gel with our CEOs and CFOs, we want to learn their language. And what is their language? The numbers. So most of the cases I have seen that IT support or security, for that matter, is considered to be the cost to the company. You know, it is very difficult to push through many IT initiatives unless the CEO or CFO understands and sees a monetary value in it, apart from, of course, the regulatory requirement that he just cannot ignore. So I will just take you to an example. You know, I wanted to have, there was a lot of data leak kind of thing going on, and a lot of misuse of the network going on. So I just wanted to put some sort of, DLP in my network. And Lanco Infratech, where I worked, is basically a very open kind of organization. Not much of such restrictions are there. Most of the guys at senior level are, chairman, managing directors, and other things, retired from PSUs, etc., and heading their organizations and all. Most of the guys, they want a sort of free internet to them. So it was very difficult to push through. So what I did was that I installed, in fact, I deployed one DLP, network DLP, for 7 days as a part of the POC. And thereafter, I analyzed the productivity loss that an employee does on a weekly basis. Now, I did some sort of calculations depending upon what was captured by this. And when I translated into number of man hours that got wasted because of the personal email transactions, because of the internet surfing, because of the video downloads, music downloads, and many other things which were non-business kind of thing. Those man hours, when I converted into the average salary of the staff and multiplied over 3,500 staff across 365 days, just this number got me double the amount that the DLP costed for me. And when I presented it in the management meeting, monthly management meeting, and I proposed that here is the saving, the regulatory requirement meetings, your bandwidth utilization, etc., are bonus. So buy one, get two free. And what you are buying at half the cost of what you are already spending. You will not believe that the next day onwards, the CEO was behind me as to when this is going to be implemented. CFO has got no option but to approve the budget. So the issue here is that if we know the language that they speak about, if we understand their language, learn their language, and speak in their language, it is very easy to push through. One of my colleagues said, you are the part now, IT is the integral part of the strategy of the entire business. So we need to be the business partners. We need to be the business enablers. Now, this is, somehow we need to come out of our shells. We need to come out of our own team and go and sit with the guys who are working on the shop floors, with the guys who are heading the business, and understand what are their difficulties. The bird, it is hard for the bird to come out of the eggshell, but it is certainly impossible to fly while in the shell. So if you want to fly, if you want to enjoy your CIO life, if you want to get promotion, you have to come out of your shell and then put an effort to fly. And how will you do that? You will have to go to the shop floor, see their difficulties, and the organization or the conferences like this will give you ample help. I did it personally. When I had some issues, in one of such conferences, I met people from SR Steel, I met my colleagues from Zindal, I met my colleagues from others, and I just had a sort of conversation with them that how the hell you, resolve this problem, or did you face this problem in your organization? And I had the answers. So utilize these kind of conferences to interact with like-minded people, to come out with your problems and discuss those things. It is then only you will be able to succeed. There was a very bizarre complaint in the customer care department of General Motors. The guy said, the user, he rang up, he said, hey, whenever I drive to one of my favorite ice cream parlors or ice cream vendor, and whenever I take vanilla ice cream, my car doesn't start. But if I take ice cream of other flavor, it starts. Now, it was a very uncommon kind of complaint. And the customer care used to ignore this particular thing. Somebody is joking or somebody is bloody killing his time. But when this issue got escalated to the management, the customer care got a little scared. And then one guy came from the engineering department, and he said that, come, I will come with you to that ice cream parlor and see what happens. So this guy also went in that car to the ice cream parlor, and he observed something. The vanilla ice creams were lying on the top of the storage space, whereas other flavors were lying inside. So this guy, when he took the vanilla, it just was served to him. But next time when he went there and he asked for another flavor, this guy had to search, first take out the vanilla flavors and then get inside and then get the other flavor. So there was a time difference of serving. What actually used to happen, that what this engineer brought out was that a vapor lock was created inside the car. So if enough cooling period is not there, the car won't start. And it is this reason why whenever this guy used to buy the vanilla, it used to take little time to start, or the car won't start. So the point that I want to say is that it is only when you go to the user's place, it is only when you go to the workshop, it is only when you see what problems others are facing that you will realize that the issue that you were thinking was too minor was actually the real issue, and you would be able to provide them the solutions. The Gulf War I had a very good learning for us. I was in Navy young officer those days, in 91, and we did some case studies, and I thought I will put this across to you. So one type of fighter plane of US Air Force, it was getting grounded time and again. The frequency of grounding was too high, and as a result of that, the operational capability of the US Air Force was going down. So it so happened that the 4-star general visited that workshop to find out what has happened. So many people gave him different reasons and all that. While he was walking through, there was a mechanic, old mechanic, who just came close to him and he said, "Sir, I want to tell you something. Though I have told this thing to many officers, but they have not listened. But I have something to present." So this general was astonished, saying that one old mechanic, most junior worker of the workshop, he is trying to say something. So he said, "Okay, go ahead." Now this guy said that, "Sir, this aircraft, it is basically getting grounded because of the small fan that it has got on the tail. Now I personally feel that if you remove this tail, it won't change any aerodynamic feature of the plane, and the operational capability will increase." The fighter pilots were not very astonished by that, but the 4-star general, he ordered that let us do some trial on this. And you will not believe that that fan was removed from the tail, and the aircraft was operational without any problem for a long time. The operational capability increased. So the learning that came from here is that it is not only your peers that you are supposed to interact with. Go down to the junior-most people, sit how they are working, what difficulty they are facing, and thereafter put yourself in their shoes and try to work out the solution. You will be successful. So go to the site. A lot of learning is there. Now managing change. It's a very difficult thing. Many people apply. It has been directed that so-and-so thing will be done, but change can't be forced. So there was a change management exercise going on, wherein the speaker was supposed to demonstrate that how difficult it is to change people's mindset. So 2 salespersons were called on stage, and one was the yogurt hater, and other was yogurt lover. The yogurt lover was supposed to convince the yogurt hater to take the yogurt. He tried all his best. He gave all the good reasons why yogurt should be taken, but the guy didn't move. So he could not force the change. A beautiful lady from the audience, she walked onto the stage. She said, I will try. So what she did was, she took a spoon of yogurt on his palm, smiled, and he said, you will feel the taste now. Just try it. And the guy ate it. You know? So it is simply the packaging. How you are leading the change is important. Change cannot be forced. You have to be part of it. And if you are the part of it, you will see that others which were resisting till now will come along with you. So see that whatever changes you are bringing, it is properly communicated to people before those changes are put into place, or before those things are put into place where change is required. You must ensure that enough communication, enough humor, enough stories are being told about it, what is happening in peer companies, how it is happening, what this change is meant to bring, how it will change the life, how it will change the company's revenue, etc. And you will see that the adaptation of change becomes faster. The conflicts between CFO, CIO, or business leader, CIO, are very well known. Now, there are many places where I have heard that CIOs are being fired or unnecessarily blamed. There is a sort of blame game between the sales guy, sales team, and the IT team, etc., etc. So I'll tell you the story of these three ladies who went to a restaurant and they were talking, and they were having pleasure time. One lady spotted a cockroach there. So the cockroach became the talking, table talk. And this lady started saying, hey, cockroach has got this capability, it can maneuver, it is better, it is so fast maneuvering, it has got long life, it survives all kinds of bomb attacks, etc., etc. And suddenly, that cockroach flew over to her. The moment that flew over to her, she screamed, she panicked, and she did all that to remove that cockroach from her body. This cockroach now flew to other lady, and she also panicked, and she also started screaming. That is the time vendor walked in. Sorry, the steward walked in, and the steward saw this cockroach calmly. In the meantime, the cockroach had already flown and gone to the waiter. The waiter saw it was on his coat, so he quietly caught that without panicking. He just put his hand on the cockroach, picked the cockroach, and took it away. The point is that when conflicts come, we need to respond, not to react. When one side is firing, there is no point in you losing your cool. So do not react to an adverse situation in the same manner as the situation has arisen. Respond to it. Be cool. Give examples. Say why such situation has arisen, that this kind of words are being talked about from other side. Take time, get back. Do not start sending emails, copying to different peoples and all this. The habit of doing that. It is one-to-one. It is cool. Next time when you go, you take this example, put your point across as to what was wrong and why it was wrong. If it was the mistake of IT organization, accept it gracefully. If it was not, put it firmly that what was the reason behind it. A reaction is not the solution to manage conflict. The communication should be very crystal clear. Whenever you send a communication to other departments, see that they are flawless, they are simple. We call it kiss it. Keep it straight and simple. Do not put too much of technology in that. If your communication is not clear, the change management will not happen. Your things may not get accepted so well by the business, and obviously you will, instead of becoming business enabler, you may become a disruptor. This is the example of, a platoon inspection, where the captain, after inspecting the platoon, told the platoon commander that many of these sailors, their clothes were stinking. Asked them to change their underwear. This chap said, "Aye, sir, we'll do that." So immediately after that, he called all the entire platoon and said that, boys, change your underwear. A will change with B will change with C, and C will change with D, and D will change with A, like that. Now, that is the miscommunication. What captain wanted to communicate to the platoon commander was not the one what platoon commander did it to, or communicated it to his men in the group. So your communication should be very, very crystal clear, short, and smart. Now, always look for excellence. There was an NRI who went to a sculptor to basically see how the stone is being carved into idols and all. While he was watching this, he found that the similar idol was lying there. And then he said that, you have got this similar idol already lying there. Why are you making the other one? So he said that there was some problem in that idol, so I'm making a new one. He said, I don't see any problem in this. He went and saw it was almost flawless. So this guy said that, look, on the nose of this idol, there is a crack, because I hit the nail a little harder. So there was a crack. This guy said that, how does it matter? The idol, you are going to keep it at a distance of, say, 10 feet or 20 feet. It can't be seen. Nobody can see it. You know what the sculptor said? Nobody knows that. Nobody will see it. But I have seen it. I know it. The message there was that do not look for the appreciation of others. Look within yourself. Excellence is a drive from inside. It is not from outside. It's for own pleasure, for own satisfaction. Somebody asked a question to the previous speaker, the Commander Sione. Work hard in silence. Your work will make quite a lot of noise. There's no doubt about it. At least I don't have any doubt about it. I have seen it happening. So if you are doing a good job to your satisfaction, if you can face your mirror in the evening when you go home, and if you can see your eyes in your eyes straight, absolutely fine. The work will make the noise. Be rest assured. Well, IT Next Award is to recognize you where you are today, but who you are tomorrow, that begins with what you are today. All the award winners, thank you very much. All the best, and become the good CIO and keep the flag of IT department flying on top. Thank you very much.